Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Monday, July 15th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 29 of 2024, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 87 degrees with a high of 93 and a low of 71. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for, whoa, sorry, got distracted. For coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, and of course, the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. Remember, guys, this broadcast is the emotional refuge where we are united through coloring. So, welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That's always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast after the fact when I download it to my group Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. Give me a moment while I set up my second monitor here so I can double check on comments and see everything clearly. All right. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Hello, Jolly. Oh, Jolly, number 1. Mamie. Hi, Darla. Thumbs number 3. Hello, Emily. All right. So, I'm still waiting on my book, Quilted Treasures from Jubilee. Got a notice it was delivered Friday. It wasn't here. Waited till Saturday. It wasn't here. Called Amazon. They said wait until Monday. Waited till today. It wasn't here. Called Amazon again today, and now they said wait until Tuesday. So, I'm glad you guys that got it are enjoying it. How do you like it? So, I'm a little bit flustered right now. And frustrated. And my studio is still cooling down, so right now I am very hot. All right. So, I'm working on 2 projects, which is the normal thing for my broadcast. The first one is from Hobo Life Jubilee. We've been working our way through this. This is the buddy color. And if you want to take full advantage of learning, I suggest you pace me. I think it's turning out beautifully. I'm happy with it. The second project that I'm working on, Vintage Classic Coloring Pages, number 4 by Tatiana Stilova. So last night I was teaching you guys, excuse me, how to do gems. And I think they're coming out beautifully. I think the whole page is coming out beautifully. We've got some add-ons here. Nail art stuff. A little bit of glitter. Some rhinestones. Just all sorts of things. Liquid pearl on the dress to make the dots. Well, hello, Rain. Guys, for those of you that got my book, what do you think? So I'll call Amazon on Tuesday. Ask them for a replacement. It's probably going to be another week before I get it. Needless to say, I am not happy. It's not Amazon's fault. I think it's USPS. Oh, and then I called USPS. Their phone tree is absolutely horrible. Before you can talk to an agent, you have to put in the tracking number, which I suppose is reasonable. It's like a 17-digit number. Good luck on that. And then they told me it was delivered Friday such and such. And then I was informed that the wait time would be 35 minutes to an hour. So, needless to say, I'm a little cranked off, but what can we say? All right, what can you do? So guys, how are you guys doing? Win, lose, or draw? Oh, I'm just venting, Emily. I was so looking forward to doing the flip through of it. All right. So get your pencils out, get your coloring out. Let's see what we can do with this puppy. Emily, draw. Darla, draw. Get your paper towel. And let's get coloring. All right. Hello, Linda. Uno, dos, tres. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Wally. Okay, I'm going to pop up to the shoulder here. I'm going to work this in blues. Let's see what we got here. As soon as I cool down from a hot studio, I will be a lot better. Okay. Linda, draw. Glad to hear it. For you. All right, so let me go ahead and swatch these. Here's my light blue. Here's my medium blue. Here's my dark blue. So go ahead and get your colors. Mamie. I forgot to do my Mamie sound. Okay. Now, what I want you to notice, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. I want you to notice this is a slightly darker area here. Let me move my camera. So the blues that I'm using are lighter. Now I'm going to start out with my medium. I'm so flustered and disappointed about not having my book. I would say more annoyed than anything else. Let that be my only problem, right? Okay. Then I'm going to come in with my dark. Yeah, very funny, Emily. Good one. There's my dark. And then I'm going to come in with my light. And I'm going to blend that a little bit, get that smooth. But then I need to come back with my dark, and we need to soften these edges. See how I'm extending the edges of that dark? Play with it, guys. And then, as I've talked before, you get into the point where you finesse the piece, where you start adding a little bit of shading and shadowing on your own to make it look really cool. The last thing you want to do on grayscale is to go brain dead. Oh, let me see here. Let's see here. I'm sorry. I'm not going to use Payne's Gray. I'm going to use some black. And I'm going to use that black right next to that collar. And then blend it out. Look how cool that looks, guys. Okay, now I'm going to continue with my blue down the back. Finger blend. Is everybody clear what I mean about finessing your piece? Let me do it this way. Let me ask you what you think finessing your piece means. Okay. Light blue. Whoops, I just went up into an area that I shouldn't have. Excuse me. Now we have a little bit of a patch right here. Don't color over it like I started to. So we leave that area blank. Tweaking to make things look more realistic. That's right. And that may or may not involve following the exact grayscale. I want you guys to think when you're coloring. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with my dark blue. And then I'm going to put a little bit of dark blue next to this red. And then I'm going to come in with my medium blue. And we'll blend that all together. Hey, Carmen. How beautiful is that? And just as a reminder, be sure to keep your paper towel or whatever hand guard you use underneath your hand. Okay. Black. Carmen, your thumb number 7. Okay. Black. very lightly underneath the arm and into this little V area. And then a little bit of black underneath our red patch here. And then I'm going to bring that black out a little bit. And I'm going to detail here the little grooves of our coat. I think I need a little bit darker black here. Now, I want you to notice something. I put my black down. Okay, Linda. I put my black down and then I blended it in with my finger, right? Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to edge without blending directly underneath that arm. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray and I'm going to darken up or dirty up, whatever term you want to use, this sleeve a little more. Now, guys, if you pay attention to this and do this, this is where you're going to have fantastic looking pieces. Now, I'm going to bring that gray, which is my Payne's Gray, down into this arm, and where I have darker blue, this is where I'm going to shade in with my gray. We'll finger blend that. Where else should I be putting my Payne's Gray and or my black on this, on where I'm working on this blue? Notice how I've darkened by the sleeve. Guys, where else should this Payne's Gray and shading and shadowing go? Check out my little V in here. Okay, Linda, thanks for letting me know you're back. Around the patch. Thank you, Mamie. Exactly. Give that lady a cigar. Now, I want you to notice that when going around this patch, see how I'm bringing out that line a little bit to make it look like, kind of like it's stitched. And then what I'm going to do to finesse the piece even further, on this left-hand side, I'm going to come in with my gray. See how I'm doing that? And that gives our patch character. Guys, sweat the details. Let's put a little more of a line here as well. And I'm going to very lightly blend in those extra lines. Those are my finesse lines. Hello, Kathy. And I'm even going to go so far as to darken this area in the lower right-hand corner. See, by adding these little extra lines, even around the outside, that looks like there's stitching on that. Everybody see that stitching? Now, this is why I want you to follow me and to pace me to show you these things. Excuse my arm. Hallelujah, amen, amen. Questions, comments? Oh, Kathy, I'm sorry to hear that. Not sure how long you'll be on tonight. More severe thunderstorms are moving in. Dang it. Maybe you've got some moving in. Hi, Sandy. Okay, let's work on our patch that's on this red area here. So I'm going to start with a base color of gold. It's really called a kumquat yellow if you're using color 309. Let me swatch it for you. Here's my light color. Then my medium color, which also happens to be a color, is called Rust 294. Notice that it's basically a dirty brown. And then I'm going to come in with a Payne's Gray. And we'll darken up these areas. Now, this is like a patch on a patch. This is why I put that edge in there. And I'm going to soften that edge and add a little shadow by it. Check out how I'm doing that. and just a little bit of a smudge with my finger. Sandy, we just had a very scary bad storm with rain, very high winds, golf size hail. Oh! With possible tornado damage about 3 hours ago. Sorry to hear that. Okay, black. Now, when I put my black on here, I'm going to put it in intermittent lines on top of the Payne's Gray. And then back with my Payne's Gray, I'm going to dirty this up a little more. I'm going right over the top very lightly. A lot of damage in Canandaigua, Farmington, and Victor, your daughter got broken windshield. Canandaigua, there we go. Everybody see how I'm taking advantage of that black and that gray? See how I'm making that look more and more dirty? Just a little bit of a blend. Just going to smudge it a little. Now, I'm going to take a black Sharpie marker and I'm going to put some dots around the outside here. Look how cool that looks. And notice that by adding these dots around the very outside, it makes this centerpiece look elevated and dimensional. How many of you have the weather call service that I was talking about? Let me pull out. And let me grab some water. Okay. Orangey red. Oh, let's see if we can get this sharpened here. And it's not cooperating. I'll set that off to the side. Okay, orangey red. And that's a little more pink than I want. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I like that better. Okay, the second one, guys, a Brett Funner. Hold on, gotta empty my sharpener. Okay, so now we've got our patch. I'm going to put my base color in. And when I tell you I'm putting a base color in, that means I'm tinting the whole area. Okay, now I'm going to come in with Payne's Gray because I want to dirty that up. And I'm going to bring that Payne's Gray down the back a little bit. Because we want that smudging to look like it goes up the whole thing. And notice how I'm connecting the area up underneath the collar. All right, I'm going to bring the shading down the top of the sleeve a little more. And I'm going to carry that shading down the side of the arm. This is my Payne's Gray. Everybody with me on this? And I want you to notice now how that shading carries through the shading of the entire piece. Okay. Let's work on our area here. We have a patch. Going to come in with my orange that I used earlier. And then while I'm here, I'm going to come in with a light purple. And let's blend that orange into the purple. Now, while I'm also here, I'm going to come back with my blue. I'm just putting my base colors on there. We'll go back and we'll detail this. Don't forget to turn your pencil. And on these tassels, I want you to notice that I'm not coloring all of them with the blue. Okay. And then in our open area right here, light pink. And back with my turquoise blue up into the area next to the sleeve. Okay, let me pull out so you can see the general area. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Okay. Now, what I also wanted to point out is as you're coloring, I don't want you to think of this as adding block and, block to block per se. Jolly, Darla, good. I want you to think of the piece as a whole. And so this tells me that I need some shading underneath the arm. Payne's Gray. Hello, my Linda. Now, what I'm coloring underneath with the Payne's Gray is the shading and the shadow that's being left by the arm. Now, we also have shading on the arm, but if you notice, it's a little bit lighter than what's below the arm. Perfectly acceptable to have it in both places. Then I'm going to come in with my what? Black. And we'll add some subtle shading underneath that arm. Everybody with me on that? I'm finessing the area. Look how cool that's looking. Chicken chili with cheese and chips. Say that 3 times fast. Chicken chili with cheese and chips. Chicken chili with cheese and chips. Chicken chili with cheese and chips. Okay, so let's go back in. Now we've got our purple and our orangey pinks. See these 2 areas right here? Look how flat they look because we don't have any divots or shading on them. So, I'm going to start out with my Payne's Gray. Notice how I am shading in the lines. I'm adding those as extras. And then I'm coming around the outside here and darkening that as well, which is causing my purple section to pop up. Now remember this area right here where our little hobo boy is sitting. When he sat down, his coat crunched up. And that's why we've got so much dark in here, because the material is pushing together. Remember guys, you got to think about what's going on in your picture. And if you do, and then honor that with your pencils, you're going to have a great piece. Okay, goldish yellow in our little flap here. Color 309. Payne's gray in between. Now, I want you to notice the way that I've colored this flap sticks out, right? I mean, it just looks like somebody cut out a piece of gold paper and stuck it on our image. And we definitely don't want that look. What we want is this as though it's merging into the area around it. So, on the edges, I'm very lightly going to come in with my Payne's gray, and we're going to blend that little puppy in. Now, I've done this type of thing before. I do it all the time, where I take one of the colors and I use it on top of the area that I'm coloring. It knocks down the base colors a little bit. Now I'm going to shadow this a little more. And I want you to also notice that I'm going to do that a little bit with my pink, but I'm going to do it in the corner here. Can somebody tell me why I'm doing it just in the corner? Anyone care to take a guess on that? And the answer is, by putting this gray in this corner, it's causing the material to look like it is curved down towards that dark section. So it's a dimension issue. Okay. Now I'm going to extend my gold a little bit here. So my Linda, you wouldn't have figured out the darker corner, but now that you say it, I can see it. Perfect. And this is why, exactly why, I want you to pace me. Because if you go off on your own, you're not going to do things like that. Okay. Payne's Gray. I'm going to go around the edges now of my patches up here. and get them looking individual. All right, and notice that I'm drawing little hash lines. Okay. Melinda, are you coloring this with me? Okay, now I'm putting in that Payne's gray around the outside edges. Be careful that you don't get thick with your lines. And notice that I'm coming back with my gold. And I'm doing the fringe on the outside with that. Now, when you put your fringe around the outside with your Payne's gray, be very careful that you don't get into the same pattern all the way around. You want to vary how you put your lines in. For example, notice up here on my green, I'm just very lightly indicating that there's something there holding those patches. Little bit of a blend. Okay, now looking at this, I want to dull down my green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the top with it. This is a Color 294 Rust. And I'm going over that green. I've taught you this before. If you have an area that's sticking out like a sore thumb, you can dull it down. And through the magic of colored pencil, that lighter area will not go away. And what I meant to say, that light area will not go away. Any questions? Now, don't overcoat it. In other words, let me rephrase that. Don't excessively put this coating, this tint on the top. Otherwise, you're going to start to get mush. So what do you think? Are you able to follow along without any problem? Now, while I'm here and thinking about it, I'm going to take my Payne's Gray, and then I'll be switching projects. And I'm going to tint over the bottom, probably third of this coat. Finger blend. Now, speaking of his face, oh, Sandy, you got your 4th of July book. How do you like it? Okay, I'm going to scruffy up his face. So we want to do around his neck. And pull some of that scruffiness onto the cheek. Now, notice that I'm doing this in basically an upside down U. And I'm also going to go behind his ear. We'll dirty that up a little more. And last night I'd also put some darkened colors around his eyes. Notice how I'm darkening up in this corner, up on the left. And that's going to help set the tone. Payne's Gray. Okay. I'm happy with this. Are you? Meaning, for those of you that are coloring with me, are you happy with how it's turning out? Okay. You guys are awfully quiet tonight. Any questions? I think we're in pretty good shape. I am noticing one thing on the shoes though. Let me enhance that. I'm going to come in with a black pen and I'm going to darken up that shoelace on the part that extends past the boot. And then I'm going to take that black pen and go around these eyelets on the outside. Check it out. And then I'm going to do the same on the next boot. Black pen. And I'm just going to dab it with my finger. And then I'm going to go over to my third boot. And we'll do the same thing. And again, I'll dab that with my finger. That'll blend it into that pencil. Now, I didn't really do anything yet with the sole on the boot. I'm going to darken that just a little bit. Payne's gray. And notice on the very front here where I'm darkening, I'm going to bring down that shadowing underneath the foot. So it's a combination of doing the sides and running the sole of the boot into the ground. Or I should say blending it in. We'll get back to that later when I do more detail around the outside. Okay, same thing on this other boot. Notice I'm not filling in completely with the Payne's gray. And in this case, I'm going to kick it up with a little bit of black. underneath the boot. And I'll go underneath the heel as well. Okay, second boot. Payne's Gray. On the heel. And then our shadow with the black. And this is a perfect example of how Payne's Gray and black work together. Okay. Little bit of a finger smudge, pull out. And that is roughly how your piece should look. I'm going to do one last thing on these pants before I switch over because I don't want to leave that sit. The cuff on the pants. Ivory to start out. I colored them once, but I'm not happy with it. And then my light brown. Blend. Notice how I'm darkening underneath just below the very top, and that's giving us our dimension. Second cuff, same thing, put that little bit of brown in there. Okay, now I'm happy. And a happy teacher is a happy class, right? Okay. Let's get on to our second piece. Happy teachers are good teachers. So last night I was working on our little gem circles here. I showed you on a separate piece of paper, which I have since probably thrown out, how to do these individually. I thought, oh, I did it on the back here. And I was showing you the different ways to highlight. Now, the thing that makes these gems, Darla, good night. The things that make these gems look like gems is adding that little bit of black or Payne's gray inside of the gem, of the circle. It gives you that sense of depth. So I hope that you guys have been practicing how to do this. Okay, now I'll be the first to tell you that I am not a fan of these little doohickeys around the outside. I'm going to erase to carefully clean that up. Now, I can't erase around the outside of that last one because that's where I drew in the lines. And you guys thought I'd forget. Ah! Okay. So we used an alcohol marker for this yellow background. So now I'm going to come in with a more vibrant yellow. It's a matter of finding one that will show up against your alcohol marker. And you thought I was going to go around these flowers on the yellow with Payne's gray, right? Okay. So I found a good yellow. I don't know if this is showing up for you. But it's just enough to add a little bit of variance and shading. Can you guys see that additional color by any chance? If you can, I want you to notice how subtle it is. And notice how I'm also going around the outside of some of my circles and some of my donuts as well. Speaking of donuts, did I tell you guys last night I've got Krispy Kreme in my refrigerator? Eee! Okay. Okay. Much better. Now, this is where your colorings are going to be head and shoulders above other people's colorings because you took the time to do things like shade with a darker yellow that barely shows up, but once you put that yellow on the whole thing, it makes a difference. Now, I didn't completely cover my yellow underneath. Okay. Green water-based marker. we need to carefully color in our little doohickeys that are around the outside. Now notice how I'm making a point to color this in such a way that each little individual nodule shows up. That's what I'm trying to pull off here. Details, guys, details. How cute is that? Guys, what do you think? Okay, one more. How pretty. Let me pull out. Now, let me grab something here. You know what's coming, right? Rhinestones. And I think if I have the right size, let's see. Aha, I think I got it. I think I love you. But I don't think I like that color. Oh, let's see what else we got. Oh, there we go. Okay, my trusty glue. By the way, I've got a question for you guys. When are schools starting up this year? My Linda, August 9th. Wow. Anybody remember when schools, okay, Carmen, beginning of August. Anybody remember when schools used to start up in September? So why are schools starting so early? Sandy, right after Labor Day. Okay. My Linda, not in September, but definitely in the last few days of August. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, let's start up some glue here. Kathy, good night. Stay safe. Okay, now we've got just enough black around these little puppies here that we have a black circle around the rhinestone. And that's going to make that piece look pretty cool. Oh, welcome back, Jolly. Okay. Check out how cool this is looking. I love my rhinestones, you guys know that. But I don't get stupid with them. Right? Now, be careful about getting glue below this one particular one if you're following along, because we still need to color here. So make sure in this case that glue is cleaned up so you can come back with pencil or whatever else. And once again, I'm having too much fun with this. All right. We done good. Look how cute that looks. Now, one of the neat things about being so specific about detail, and you guys hopefully have caught on to this by now, is by compelling you to be very intense about detail. What that does is that it gets your mind off of yucky stuff. So in addition to looking terrific, I'm pulling you through detail so that we're not thinking of negativity. Having said that, I don't mind at all if personal issues are coming up and you guys want to be prayed over. I'm glad to do it. And I also don't mind if periodically you guys need to vent about something. Like I vented about not getting my delivery. So the point is, detail is a good thing. And this is why I insist on it in this group. It keeps you focused, and it makes for an absolutely gorgeous picture. All right, let me unstick here some eraser stuff from my glue. There we go. Yeah, my Linda, it is a relief to not think about some things. Okay. So I'm just going to clean up some area here. I absolutely adore how this is turning out. But for all those reasons, guys, your number one concern should be detail. Oh look, I've got a little heart on this. You see it? Look at that. How cute is that? Okay. Love you guys. I have a set of rainbow pencils, and I was introduced to these by Linda. I don't get to use them very often, but when I do, they're fun. And what they are is they are pencils with the colors mixed into the leads. So I'm going to pull out one of these, and I'm going to play around with the wall here. Let's see. So the pencil that I'm going to pull is a blue, yellow, and dark blue mix. So let me go ahead and start coloring that in. And the thing that I found about these pencils is that it's a good idea to turn them just a little bit, which you should be doing anyway. And that will help you get the full range of colors on the tip. Okay. Now, you know I'm not going to leave this area like this, right? Now, these pencils are pretty thick, but I can still get them into my sharpener. You'll have to tell me what you think of them. Okay. Let me get my pencils back in the box. Now, blender pencil. Very lightly. Guys, what do you think? And remember, if you don't like something, just say not my cup of tea. Okay. Now, this is predominantly blue. So I'm going to take a medium blue, and I'm going to start detailing our segments. All right. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is move my image back on camera so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Hi, Blossom. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start shading in from the edge. Hey Blossom, I'm going to pull out and so you can see what we've been doing on this and what we've been doing on the hobo. I'm going to finger blend that very lightly. All right, Blossom. I finished this yellow segment here and put rhinestones on it. This was the part where I made the dimensional circles to make it look like gems. And then on the next segment here, I'm using what's called a rainbow pencil that has multiple color leads. That come out when you color in an area. And then for the hobo picture, we did a lot of shading, filled in more patches, brought this down, and then I dirtied up the face of our little boy. Carmen, pick whatever color you want on that segment if you don't have rainbow pencils. I failed to say that, my apologies. Well, that's the idea. But I'm going to be coming back to the face because I want to blend in this edge a little more. Okay. So I'm going through and I'm shading now and shadowing the verticals here. Oh yeah, this is Blossom, this is for the crown. I started to color it and it wasn't turning out the way that I wanted, so I went ahead and I did gemstones on it. And then we've got some glitter over here. Now, guys, even though we've got a lot of product on this page, I want you to notice that I'm not using it for the sake of using it, and that it fits into everything that we're doing. Jolly, didn't you order some nail art? Bling bling. How do you like it, Jolly? Are you happy with what you got? Now, notice how I'm rounding the top. And then coloring that area in between the round part. Okay, let me move over to the left. Yeah, Jolly ordered the set that's got these iridescent leaves, which I love, and then these little round thingies. I don't know, maybe one of these days I should put those iridescents on my fingernails. Okay. Yeah, those iridescent leaves are really cool. They really are. I love them a lot. Isn't that cool? And yes, they do look like they're blinking. Okay. Let me round the tops. And then let me pull out. There you go. Finger blend. Now, thank you, Blossom. This looks like a fence, and I don't want that. So I'm going to round the bottom as well. Carmen, even if you don't have these pencils, the rainbow pencils, you can go ahead and add the different shades. Oh, Blossom, there you go. Last night I was cleaning out my makeup drawer and I found an old makeup palette. I'm assuming you're talking about eyeshadow? I was going to toss it, but I remember how you use palettes to color the grayscale coloring pages, so you kept it. Oh, there you go. I still want to know if any of you hear my voice in your sleep. Or if you hear my voice while you're coloring. Details, details. Blending. Okay, that looks better. Jolly, you hear my voice in your sleep? Oh, my sympathies. Now, one of the things I want you to notice, even with all the bling on this, it comes together beautifully. So this pink picks up the orange and the pink up here. The green obviously picks up throughout. And you'll also notice that between the liquid pearls and the little glue-ons here, I'm not doing it on every single mattress. Blending, 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 rawhide. Okay. Oh, you wake up and think you've completed a page and nothing is done. Oh, that's hysterical. Yeah, you guys know that that little song is from the Rawhide Show, right? The Western. I even played it one time. Part of it anyway, so I wouldn't get into trouble. Okay. Now this will be interesting if I pull it off. I've got my marker and I want to color this rope. So the idea here, oh, remember when I played the We Are Family song by, oh, I can see them. Somebody help me with the name of the group. I'm totally losing it. Sister Sledge? Okay, everybody see how I'm getting that little bit of brown on these rope coils? Now the trick is to not completely color them to the point that you wipe out your lines. By the way, how did you guys like the posting for Monday that I did in the group for you? Your Monday blessings? Monday truth? I hope you guys took the time to read it. Guys, those postings are for you because I care about you. Oh, Jolly, you always read them? Yeah, it was a good one. Okay, so I've got these little tassels. Alcohol marker. I'll come back with pencil later on. Oh, I almost hate to start a new segment because I'm running out of time. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up to the previous mattress that has our tears in them, and we decided that the manservant wasn't doing his job because he shouldn't have allowed those mattresses to end up there. So, I'm going to come in with a light gray. Camera adjustment here. Now remember, I drew these in. This was not part of the original picture. And then I'm going to come in with a darker gray. And we're going to work on these edges. Now, I want you to notice that as I'm putting my darker color on the edge, I'm bringing it in a little bit, but very, very lightly. Finger blend. That's right, our manservant just ignored them and left them stacked. Now, I want you to notice that I'm not coloring all these rips exactly the same way. This one I just did on the top. I've talked a lot about that. And then I'm going to highlight my vertical here. Finger blend. All right, let me pull out. Check it out. Now, I'm not done with the yellow on this particular mattress. That looks pretty flat. Okay, I'm going to call it an evening. I'm actually going to end on time tonight. So, we got another mattress done with the rainbow pencils. I'm sure Linda was happy that I did that because she can use her set now. Carmen, if you don't have the pencils, you can do the different colors between the green and the blue. So in other words, just do it by hand. Okay guys, calling it an evening. I'm pretty happy with this piece. It's been a lot of fun so far. Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Love on each other. That's what our group is known for. So I worked on the Tatiana Stolova Vintage Classic Coloring Pages 4. That's this one. And then Hobo Life Jubilee, which is my book. And I showed you how to do a lot of shading and shadowing on this coat. And we made the little boy have the smudged dirt on his face. Okay guys, 3 favors. Hit that like button for me please if you liked what I did. Second of all, please share this broadcast to your timeline. And third, please share your WIPs in other groups on Facebook. All right, guys, take care. Love ya. Again, you know I mean that. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Take care, guys. Bye.